What's up, everybody? It's Johnny Bronto here from Haunt Scene, and this is going to be a little bit of a different video today because I'm going to do something that isn't spooky. All right, so I recently bought a Mac Mini, and this is the M4, so you can get this for like 500, 600 bucks right here, and it is super duper cool that you can buy a Mac. I've always wanted one for a while, and I wanted to take this and a bunch of other parts and put it in a case. So that's what I did. Check the video out. This thing is going in there. All right, well, the goal here today is to get all of these boxes of things, the mice and the drives and the speakers and the monitor and the Mac Mini M4 and all the keyboard and everything in here. The goal today is to get all this stuff to fit into this case right here to make my Mac Mini M4 more portable. So let's go ahead and get in there. I bought this case here from Harbor Freight, and this was like 40 bucks. I think the brand is Voyager, and let's take a look inside. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show the case completed, and then I'm going to actually tear it down and then put it back together to show you how I did it here. So check this out. So I'm going to open it up. And I have everything self-contained in here. Obviously, you got to plug it in over there. But I have a screen that is powered by the Mac Mini. I've got a speaker there. I've got a little MagSafe little clamp for the webcam up here. Now, obviously, I used a lot of Velcro and stuff here, so I can clamp that up here if I want and put my phone up there if I want to use it as a webcam. I wanted to make everything as easy and modular as possible. And like I said, I'll break this down in a moment. So we've got our monitor, we've got our speaker, we've got a little container for some adapters there, we've got our MagSafe adapter, we've got our 3-in-1 charger here, which also charges off the Mac Mini. I've got this attached here with some Velcro as well, so we'll put that off to the side for a moment. I've got a portable Logitech keyboard also there, and then I've got my mouse over here. So I can move my mouse. I've got a mouse pad. In here, I've got the Mac Mini. Now, one of the main things that I ran into was I wanted to make sure this thing didn't overheat in the case, and I wanted easy access to the power button, so I just flipped it over. So this is the Mac Mini upside down here in the middle. Right now, I haven't affixed this down there, but I probably will either 3D print some kind of case and then Velcro that there. Just haven't done that yet. Using the existing styrofoam and everything in the dividers that come with the case, I put that in there. I also have an Anchor adapter here that's powered. That's actually what's powering the charger right there. And it gives me some additional input there for a micro SD card or SD card, and a couple USB ports, yeah. And then we've got our NVMe, our M.2 drive. I might be saying that wrong, but I wanted to have some additional storage there, so I had some additional 2 terabytes right there of the brand and everything. I'll actually show you all the boxes and everything here in a moment. And then I've got one additional little USB hub over there. So that is essentially what's going on here. Everything works self-contained. I can hit the power button, and this is going to power up the monitor. You can hear that power up. I've got the speaker right there, so everything just turns on automatically. It's pretty awesome. This is a 1080 speaker. I think it's like 15.6 inches wide. And I just took this here because I wanted to have something nice and easy that I could put in the back of the case right there. Now, you might be wondering, hey, John, why didn't you just buy a laptop? Well, because I'm a Porio and I can't afford a $2,000 M4 laptop because, you know, I'm poor. So I think everything I did here was probably well under $1,000. I'll probably have a parts list here in a moment, but comment below. What do you think of this build right here? And everything is together, the things, and everything goes right back in here as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this apart, show you what I did, and then break it down and put everything back together. So let's go ahead and get in there. All right, before we tear this thing down, let's talk about the parts list here. Okay, now I might mention this again later in the video, but you need 2 packages of this 2-inch by 10 feet black Velcro, both sides of it. Obviously, these are 10 bucks each on Amazon. I know I'm going to repeat myself later in the video, but grab 2 of these. Obviously, you're going to need a Mac Mini, Mac Mini, so make sure you grab one of those, the M4 right there. And then I'm just gonna kind of show you what's gonna go in this case here. So the Aproca, this is gonna be the mouse holder right there, Aproca. So grab you one of those. A little MagSafe holder here, MagSafe travel thing. This is gonna go on there. So when I wanna use my phone as like a webcam or something like that, I could use that right there. That just clips on. The NVMe M.2 SSD drive that I'm using is going to be this company called Orico, and I'm really happy with it. This 2 terabyte drive right there. And this is going to go in this enclosure, this WaveLink enclosure here. So USB 4 PCIe NVMe SSD enclosure, pretty awesome right there. I got that one right there. So those two things go together. The speaker right here is going to be this Inwa USB speaker bar. Nothing really special. And I think there are other brands that do this right here. But this one is just pretty straightforward. It's powered by USB A or USB-C. The mouse that I'm using with this is the Logitech, I said this wrong later in the video, G305 Lightspeed. Pretty awesome. Love Logitech mice. Speaking of Logitech, the keyboard in here is a Pebble Keys 2 K380S right here. Got that right there. We've got a USB-C hub. It's UCN3286, and the company is Higher Cool. So if you want to get one of those, you can. This is mainly for just some basic other I/O right there. Anchor. Doesn't really have it in here, but the Anchor hub right there, this is the Anchor one. Let me see if I can get a model number here. Power Expand 8-in-1 USB-C right there. Get the Anchor version of that. Love Anchor. The charger, the 3-in-1 charger right there, this is going to be a company called Jargu. And 3-in-1 right here, and it's got the magnetic charging for 3 different Apple devices right there. And then the monitor right here, obviously there are a lot of variations of here, but this is going to be the portable monitor W156F1, and the company is WGK right there. So I actually got this for like 50 bucks, so this is a pretty good deal right there. I'm going to look up some of the prices and everything, but that's basically what you need to do all this stuff. In addition to that, you need some USB-C, like L adapters right there. That's going to help you. I needed 1, 2 or 3 of these. I actually bought a whole pack of them, so you might use that right here. And once again, these little nets right here, this is IX Design or something like that. You'll see some Velcro netting, and I use those with this right here. Other than that, maybe a couple cables here and there. That's pretty much it. That's the parts list for everything that we used. Once again, this case right here, you can get at Harbor Freight. I'm sure somebody can do this in a Pelican case or something else, but this one right here was the Voyager case. Now, I'm pretty happy. It does sit up a little bit. Like, I think this is like 4 or 5 inches tall. I was looking at some like DJ cases or poker chip cases to make everything fit a little bit smaller, but this also gives me a little bit of room for expansion and, you know, all kinds of rooms for activities. So that is the parts list of what is actually in here. And yeah, so go shopping. All right, when it comes to the top part of this, it's pretty easy actually. What I did was I took the foam off of the top up here and I got it all the way down to the liner, and I actually just lined it here with Velcro. So it's pretty straightforward. I'm gonna pull this off real quick. I've got this on there pretty secure, so I'll go ahead and pull this monitor off right there. You can hear it's really in there, but this thing is not going anywhere. So go ahead and pull that off right there. And I didn't Velcro the entire back, but you can kind of see what I did here. All I did was I just Velcroed the back of the monitor right there, just 2 strips, and I put it right there, because you don't need a ton right here. If I did this again, I would probably end up taking the liner off of the top of the case right there. If you do start sticking things or doing a lot with the liner, it is pretty cheap. It is going to fall off. I did learn my lesson here, and I ended up taking the liner off of the bottom here. So this is a monitor here. I also wanted something I could break down and move and unplug and break and move here. So this one right here, I probably would just cut this right here so I could have access to this little kickstand right here. But I figure this monitor is going to be fairly permanent in the case. So this is all just industrial strength Velcro. So I got it's going to take about 20 feet of it. So I think it was like 10 bucks each on Amazon, and ended up buying 2 rolls, and I just laid the finer part right here, and then the coarser part I put at the back of the monitor right there. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put this back up there. I'm going to put it towards the top here because I do need some room towards the bottom, and I'm just going to push it in there pretty securely. This thing is not going to go anywhere. All right. Now, with the cord here that we're going to use for the monitor, I bought a little L bracket here for a USB plug, and I'm using the cable that came with it. So it's just a little side plug right there, and I'm using the cable that came with the portable monitor right there to plug it in, and that's going to go directly into the back of the Mac Mini right there. So this is going to go in that port right there. I'll go ahead and just push it back in there. And then a couple other things, we'll get into the netting here. I just wanted, because this is Velcro and I could use it anyways, I've got some other USB adapters and things in there if I need them to plug other things in. I've got these all put together, but that hangs off there on the Velcro. Obviously Velcro, if you get pretty strong stuff, it's not really gonna go anywhere. I did go through a couple different iterations of the speakers. I landed on this one right here. I'll have all the brands and everything, and I'll show you all the boxes earlier. But once again, this thing right here, I just put Velcro on the back right there, and that actually has some pretty good sound right there. This is going to run here from this cable into the... I've got this one run into actually the front of the Mac Mini right there. So that front USB-C port is what's powering that speaker right there. This actually boots up right with the computer, so you don't have to worry about that. And then you'll see that I alluded to this earlier. I bought a little MagSafe clip. This clip can go up here or on the side or whatever. And if you wanted to use your iPhone with the MagSafe right there as a thing, you could do that right there. All right, pretty easy. All right, so we got that one right there. So that's gonna handle the top part. The top part's actually very straightforward. Take the liner out. You're gonna go and you're gonna lay the soft side of the Velcro all the way across the top, put a couple strips on the back of the monitor, lay it in there, and you're good to go. Now, obviously, if you get a bigger case, you can get a bigger monitor. I just wanted something that would run very easily off of USB-C. Please excuse the fact that I got fingerprints all over this, but that's the top part, pretty straightforward, easy to do. All right, now getting into the bottom part here. So here's what it normally looks like. I've got the 3-in-1 charger there. The 3-in-1 charger, I've got a USB-C L bracket right there. I'm actually using the cable that came with my AirPods, and that right there is running into the Anchor hub right here. And I've got that going for power right there. So I don't know if this is the optimal power setup, but I did want the ability to charge things like my Apple Watch, my AirPod Pros 2s, and my iPhone while it's just sitting there. This does tilt up a little bit, so if you even wanted to use this and have your phone charging or pointing at you or use it as a webcam, you could totally do that as well. All right, so got that one right there. I'm gonna go ahead and remove that. I just put Velcro on the back side of that, and then I put Velcro over the dividers, which I'll come back to in a moment, and this lays flat right there. It's not super duper secure, but it's not really going anywhere. The whole point of this case wasn't really to make it so like it's indestructible or like a Pelican case, although I would imagine somebody's probably gonna take this idea and do something way better than me. And I'm not really a tech person, so this is just basically what I put together right here. So we'll move that out of the way. And then I've got the Logitech keyboard right here. I wanted something small that would fit in the case. This can also fit over on the side if I want to right there. This case does give you a little bit of breathing room when it comes to that right there. Pretty easy. We'll move that out of the way. I did buy a little mouse container. I wanted something the mouse could sit in. I bought a Logitech. I think it's a 302 Lightspeed mouse. Works awesome with this. I might game on this thing a little bit as far as what you can do on a Mac with crossover. So I wanted something that would be somewhat of a decent Logitech mouse right there. I did not use a lot of the pick and pull foam or whatever it is with the case itself. I had some left over, so I'm just using this to fill in the space right there. You can see that I've lined the entire bottom with the Velcro right there. So I actually did this all the way across the bottom from side to side. Going back in here, I'll go ahead and move the stuff out of the way. I did drill a hole in the back right there to run the power cable, but you don't actually have to do that. If you're gonna have this thing open here, you can just run the cable over the side if you don't wanna drill a hole in there. I did a couple different iterations of this, and this is what I actually landed on here. So we've got over here on the right-hand side, I've got this Anchor power port here. I'm still trying to figure out a way to secure it right there. We'll have the brand of that right there, but that's pretty nice. I've got, once again, the L-shaped brackets will save you. Really cool in here. And then I've got my my drive right here. I'll have the brand and everything in there with the enclosure right there. So it's Thunderport, super duper fast here. And I bought these really cool pockets here, and these are TX design or something like that, or these little pockets here have Velcro on the back. So weirdly enough, this side of it, if I use the divider right there, it actually worked out perfect. So it's got like a little pocket in here, and I originally had this put in the foam, but these get really hot. So I wanted to have it secured, but give it a little bit of room to breathe. So there were certain things that I wanted to secure on here, like the monitor and the speaker and the drive, the external drive right here. Some of these other things I don't really mind too much if they bounce around a little bit. I could probably put some more foam or something in there and get that one right there, okay? All right, so another USB-C drive right here, if you can see that. This is just actually Velcroed on the inside of the case right here. Just something in case I need some other ports. That's also where I've got my mouse plugged into right there. So I can use that. So using this right here, I ended up with a couple extra ports. All right, here's the Mac Mini. I've got it plugged in. Once again, the cable's running out the back here. In the back, I have the following plugged in. I've got the drive. I've got the, I have the Anchor power adapter right there. And then the last thing I got plugged in here is the monitor. So those are the three things in the back right there. Have had no issues with any sort of power. Everything boots up and works together, so that's really cool. Like I said earlier, I did flip the Mac Mini over. So I don't have any Velcro or anything on the bottom yet, but I may actually use that to secure that. I'm also looking for like a 3D print or something where I can put this in a little case and then Velcro that right there. This thing with the tension on it doesn't move too much once everything is in there. And then once again, we've got the speaker plugged in here, and we also have the other USB thing right there. And I'll have all the brands and everything in there right there. So everything fits together pretty well. In the other part of this pocket, you can actually go in and tuck in all the lines. I might zip tie this and make this a little bit nicer for cord management. There's enough give on the cords right there for the monitor, the speaker, where I'm not too worried about opening and closing this a lot. But that is essentially it right here. So without putting it all back together, it's pretty easy. Oh, I just hit the button right there. On the dividers here, I'll go ahead and take these off so you can see them real quick. I use the coarse part of the Velcro. I don't know if there's a technical term of that, but that's actually just keeping that right there. And then I did lay some of the soft Velcro on top up there, and these actually work out pretty good. You can go in, they're not super duper secure, but they do line up really well with these lines, and it's actually the perfect size for the Mac Mini right there. So you may have some other variation of this that you might do, really cool. You may, and you don't have to do this, but I did drill a hole in the side right there to run some of the cables through. You can kind of feel it out for how much, how much slack you have there. And then once again, I did one up there as well. There is a little bit of space under there, like in the corner down here, if you want to run the cables under, but you can see right here, there's a good ½ inch or so that you can run the cables on top of that if you want to. Pretty cool. All right, so the way this all fits together is, for me, I put the little foam up here, some leftover foam. I've got my mouse right there, and I like to take the keyboard, lay it right here. I actually guess I wouldn't have to detach the keyboard, and then the charger right here I've got on top right there. I'm sure there are better ways to do this. I don't have access to a CNC. I'm not a really good 3D printer or whatever, but I'm sure somebody that really knows what they're doing could really make something really cool out of this right here. You could put it in a Pelican case. You could put this in like the Harbor Freight brand, which I think is called Apache. And I just ended up using a lot of this Velcro right here. It's 2-inch black Velcro. It's 10 feet. You can get this from Amazon for like 10 bucks. And you're gonna need 2 of these right here-ish. You might have some left over at that point. But that's basically it. So this thing is awesome, and I'm not going to get into the software or anything of that. This is just basically the hardware and how I put this together. So hopefully you enjoyed this, And if you like what you see, like and subscribe, do all the things down below. And I'm curious to see where you would run with this. So if you wanted to make your Mac M4, your Mac Mini M4 portable, how would you do that? So go ahead and comment down below. Be nice. I'm not a tech YouTuber, so this is just my first stab at this. And I hope you enjoyed the video. So check it out. I'm going to go ahead and play around with this thing. All right, so I got this thing started up right here. Shout out to Harris Heller at Stream Beats. You're amazing. The speakers actually sound pretty good here, so let's make this a little bit louder here. All right, so we'll go ahead and move that. Yeah, but these USB speakers are actually really, really good. And you can also, connect your AirPods or whatever you need to do right there. But yeah, look at that. Little portable computer in a case. Not a new idea, and I'm sure people will do it better, but this is my version of this, so pretty happy with this. Okay, if you are curious, here is the list of parts and the total price here. Now, I don't have like affiliate links or anything like that, but you can go ahead and look these up. Everything here can be purchased on, for the most part, Amazon. I ended up getting the mouse and keyboard from Best Buy. I got the computer directly from Apple, and I bought the case at Harbor Freight. However, most of the stuff you can source from Amazon. Now, this is the total here before tax. I did some rough estimations. I did take advantage of a sale for the Mac Mini M4, and some of these prices, I did get some discounts for Black Friday or Cyber Monday. So it should be this amount-ish, maybe a little bit less, plus tax wherever you are. And but yeah, it was about roughly $1,000 here before tax to get all of that stuff going for that. And this is going to be a little bit more robust, maybe not as portable as an actual laptop, but I'm very, very happy with the results right here. So good luck out there. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you in another Tech Haunt Scene video. Bye-bye.